Today, on Be Something Wonderful, revise and remember reality as you would like it to be now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. It really comes from a few sessions where I have clients they wanted to figure out what's going wrong with their life, looking at the conditions. Right? Remember, the conditions are already in the past. Looking at what happened and trying to find the answers and trying to find the solution to whatever they believe is an unwanted 3D conditions or an unwanted experience of reality. And remember, guys, the quote I use often from Solaris is I remembered her wrong, that movie Solaris. And somehow I was wrong about everything. Remember, all possibilities exist. All realities exist. All experiences exist. So when you're looking at something, when you're looking out at the conditions, they're already changing. You're already in a new frame of reality right now. You're creating your reality in every moment. You're recreating who you are in the now moment. You're creating your entire life experience right now. So as you remember something that you believe is the past, remember there is no past, you're remembering it now. You're creating that experience now. Do you see it? There's another quote from Solaris where it was another character talking to Chris Kelvin, the main character, and Chris Kelvin was looking for solutions, looking for answers. And that character says, there are no answers. There are only choices. There are no answers because the answer and solution's already there. Every possibility already exists. So what's the choice then? If there are only choices, what's the choice? There's only one choice, really. And the choice is seeing, perceiving, assuming, and imagining reality as you would like it to be now, past, present, and future. That's the only choice. Otherwise, you're recreating whatever you're remembering, whatever you're debating. Do you see it? So we're going to talk about that today and more. I wanted to start, there were some questions from clients on whether their story will be shared. Remember, that's your decision. I don't share stories if you don't want them to be shared. So never worry about that. If you're a client, I don't share your stories unless you want them to be shared. I got hundreds of clients, right? Many, I don't share their stories, right? But if you want me to, I will. And sometimes they just want me to change a few details, and I will. I love to. There are other questions on comments on the channels. And some said that they don't see their comment or some comments disappear. Sometimes that happens with YouTube. But I also have a team now that handles all of that. So even sometimes when it looks like me responding, it's them, right? They respond through my account. So they're handling all of that. So you have questions on the channel about comments and things in the channel, send it to info@besomethingwonderful.com. And then I meet with them maybe twice a month, sometimes once a week. It depends on what's going on. And I could talk to them. Sometimes they forward me emails, right? Like yesterday, I wanted to bring that example up. Yesterday, I talked about a subscriber's comment. That was it. They just said to me, said, hey, Tom, this could be a video on fear and doubt. And so as I answered that question yesterday, because they sent me another email that we got from that subscriber who wrote that comment, as I talk to those comments, guys, when I say you, I mean you, me, and all of us. It's never directed at you. Do you see it when I talk about what you said or when I use you, when I'm talking about, yesterday I was talking about doubt and fear, that you don't create beautiful experiences from doubt and fear. You create it despite the doubt and fear. Right? And I think that subscriber felt that I was really talking directly to her. I mean you, me, and everybody. Right? And so I just wanted to give some clarification on that. That's what we do with those comments. And then why some comments don't stay is because if they're unlike love, it's okay to disagree. All of that's great and to bring up ideas. But if they're unlike love, if they're really creating a message that's not the message that we're trying to convey here, which is just simply that you are wholly, totally unlimited. You are love and you are unlimited. And so if there's something that really is opposite that, then the team will decide, but they decide. And if there's a question, send a question to info@besomethingonderful.com and tell them that you would like me you would like my opinion on that, or you want to hear from me on that. And then I'll present it in a video, or I'll do a post on the community board. So I want to talk about this, right? Because two of these clients yesterday really looking for solutions in the conditions that out there that are already past. Remember, those conditions, those frames of reality are changing every moment. You're in a new frame. You're creating a new reality in every moment. There's a new you in every moment of, quote, time. Eternity, right? So it makes no sense to stop and dwell on the outer conditions, right? Or even what you believe is your past, right? Because the answers are not there. The answers and solutions are together. Cause and effect are together in that eternal now. So we're going to hit this like we never have before. Remember, there's no reality creation technique more powerful than seeing, perceiving, assuming, and imagining reality as you would like it to be right now. As you would like it to be right now, past, present, and future. Do you see it? So I use these quotes from Solaris quite a bit, that when Chris Calvin, the main character, says, I remembered her wrong, or somehow I was wrong about everything. Remember, whenever we're imagining, seeing, or perceiving reality, we're remembering it. Because all those potential frames exist right now. All of those realities exist. You exist in all realities. You exist in all memories. You exist in all images. You are all that is. So really, when you're creating reality, you're remembering it. So if you're not remembering it how you would like it to be right now, right, you're remembering it wrong. That was the message from Solaris. Then there was another quote. Another good one with Chris Calvin, that main character, looking for solutions. Wanted to look for a solution to what's happening. You can watch the movie of Solaris. What's happening on this ship as and the main character says there are no answers. There are just choices. I love that quote. There are just choices. But remember, there's really only one choice. So there's not even choices. Remember, questions and answers, problems and solutions are one. They all exist now together. There are no problems, there are no solutions. There's just the isness of reality where all problems are solved, right? So there are only choices. What's the choice? What's your only choice? Because you're changing frames of reality, creating that experience of ultimate reality, billions of frames per second, mind-boggling speed of frames, right, that you're changing realities. The only thing that makes sense is to see, perceive, assume, and imagine reality as you would like it to be right now. There is no, quote, time. There's no time anyway, but there's no time to look back. There's no time to look for solutions. The solutions and problems right there. You create everything right now, whether it's something that you are remembering from the past, seeing in the present, or imagining in the future. It's all existing or happening right now. So reality is this is what Vadim Zeland says, reality is what has never been and never will be, and is only in the here and now. It's only right now. So you want to imagine, remember, perceive, and see it as you would like it to be, regardless of the appearances. Because even the appearances is already the past. Right? You got to see it how you want to see it now. That's powerful. There you are, right? Remember, you're in that blue is that current frame. And that only is for a moment. But that's the eternal now. But we don't look at that, the eternal now. We look like we're stuck in some sort, we feel like we're stuck in some sort of solid reality, but you're not. You're moving through these infinite frames. I have a few here, but just think that goes on in infinity. As you change frames in every moment, all possible frames, all possible moments of reality exist here and now as potential, as frozen frames of light, until you imagine and remember them. They're there, and you exist in all of those frames. But not until your awareness, or you remember it, that you light it up, that it becomes your experience right now. Right? You remember, from this now moment, you recreate who you are in all time. You're new in every moment, and you're new in every moment in all time, in all realities. You create your history now, right now. You create your future now. You create your now. Your present now, right? You are all that is. You exist in all possible infinite frames of reality, right? That's why Jesus said, in my Father's house, in ultimate reality, in that all that isness of reality are many mansions, many frames, many experiences, infinite experiences of realities, infinite versions of you, infinite identities. If it were not so, I would have told you. Hey, it's true. It's the truth, the reality. If not, I would have told you. I go and prepare a place for you. I, that higher you, that I amness in you, that greater you. And how do you do that? Because you're one in the divine mind. So when you think, imagine, and see it the way you want to see it, you're preparing your place. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. Do you see it? You're wherever you are in your imagination, in your assumptions, in your beliefs, in your thoughts about who you are right now. You're not separated from that higher you. So as you think, you're thinking into that divine mind and you're preparing your place, right? That many mansions, many frames. You're continually preparing your place by what you are imagining, assuming, and remembering, creating your experience of reality now, as Abraham Hicks says, now. It's always new. Neville Goddard says this, the ultimate purpose of imagination is to create in us the spirit of Jesus, which is continual forgiveness of sin, continual identification of man with his ideal. Only by remembering ourselves with our aim can we forgive ourselves for having missed it. Do you see it? That we're using revision all the time, right? You're revising, you're creating your reality new in every moment. You're creating yourself new entirely in the now moment. You're revising everything, who and what you think you are right now, right? So continual forgiveness of sin. Remember, sin being identified as missing your mark or not identifying with your ideal. But every moment, you're forgiven because every moment you're in a new frame of reality. You're totally new. Forgiveness is built in, right? You're built in. You get to, again, identify with your ideal, right? This is the whole teachings of Jesus. You are continually occupying a new frame of reality in every moment of now. And therefore, I am, Jesus of Scripture, or God, continually forgives you. You're forgiven because there's nothing to condemn. You're in a new moment. You're new in every moment. God only sees you as the whole, right? God only sees you as all versions, all realities. Only sees you through the completeness and the wholeness and the absoluteness of reality, right? The metaphysical of sin, missing your mark, not identifying with your ideal. With continual forgiveness of sin, you cannot miss. So not identifying with your ideal, it's missing your mark, but that's why there is no sin, because you can't miss. You're in a new frame of reality in every moment, which means you're forgiven for having identified with a reality or version of you that is not your ideal in every moment and now. Wow. That's continual forgiveness of sin. Do you see it? So even if you, in one moment, you see conditions or have what you believe are undesired conditions or circumstances because of whatever you're thinking or assuming or imagining, well, you're new in every moment. It's a clean slate. You're forgiven. You get to identify with what you want right now. That's why A Course in Miracles says, that's why God does not forgive, because he never condemns. He never condemns. You're never condemned. This is what A Course in Miracles says further, there must be condemnation before forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness is the great need of this world, but that is because it is a world of illusions. Forgiveness is only necessary in the 3D experience. But it's not even necessary because it's given. It's given because you don't need it. It's given because you're changing worlds or realities or frames of realities in every moment. In every moment there's a new world, there's a new you, there's a new moment, there's a new frame. So you're continually forgiven. That's why you're never condemned. God only sees you through all realities. He sees the whole of who you are, not your 0.0001% perception that thinks there's something wrong with you. God doesn't see that, right? That's powerful. Remember, you're always perceiving ultimate reality, all that is, or God. And how you perceive it, or imagine and remember it, creates and manifests your experience of it. So you're always perceiving ultimate reality. That's all there is. But your perception of it is not as it seems, because the ultimate reality is just the true isness of love. That's what we were pointing at yesterday with this idea of fear and doubt and unwanted conditions. Those aren't God because God doesn't see those. God only sees you as the whole of who you are. So that's an experience that you're creating within that ultimate reality, but you're always perceiving ultimate reality. But how you perceive it, imagine it, remember it, creates or manifests your experience of it. And those are infinite, right? The 3D world is a real experience of reality, of ultimate reality, of God, of all that is. It is just not what it seems. That's why A Course in Miracles and others call it an illusion, because it's not what it seems. That's all. It's a real experience of ultimate reality. You are perceiving God or ultimate reality for sure. But the perception is not what it seems. Your imagination of remembering it wrong. Right? Here's the Oxford definition. A thing that is or is likely to be wrongly perceived or interpreted by the senses. Or a false idea or belief about reality. About ultimate reality. Right? The definition doesn't say about reality. I added that. It says a false idea or belief. But a false idea or belief about what? About reality. About God. About who you are. That's why Jesus said, do not judge according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Because we're wrongly perceiving through our senses. We have a false idea or belief about reality. It's not what it seems. Appearances are not what it seems. There's only the isness. There's only love. But you get to determine your experience of that isness or love of reality, how you perceive, imagine, and remember it. Right now. All realities, all in all time. Very powerful today. So Jesus is not saying, this is what I want to, I've said this before. Okay. Jesus is not saying you shouldn't judge appearances, but that you cannot possibly judge appearances. That's the real meaning of that. It's not that you should or shouldn't judge appearances. It's that you just cannot possibly judge appearances. You don't have the greater perception. You don't have the greater view. You don't have that view, that holy view or whole view of God, that divine view. You don't have the broader view of all that is. God has the whole or holy view. And because you are moving or shifting frames or new parallel reality, or to new parallel realities, or in other words, experiences of reality or all that is, judging righteously and continual forgiveness of sin is built in. Do you see it? Because you're always moving realities, because you're infinitely moving frames. Right, a reality. Well, judging righteously and forgiveness is built in, because you can only try to hold on to it, but you can't hold on to anything. You're already in a new frame. You're already forgiving. You're already judging righteously, because you're a new you. You're a new frame. Right? You're new in every moment of now. Holding on to or looking back at the past only recreates that experience now. That's why A Course in Miracles says, hold on to nothing. Right? Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, or one belief, nor one belief you have learned before from anything. I love that quote. I've mentioned this before. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught you, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. You can't bring it with you anyway. You're in a new frame of reality. You can try, but that just keeps you're always creating a new reality. You can't bring the past with you anyway. It's always new right now. It's all happening now. Wow. Again, it's not that you should hold on to nothing or that you shouldn't hold on to nothing. That's not the message. What's the message here from A Course in Miracles? It's that you cannot possibly hold on to anything anyway. Do you see it? You can try. You could try to hold on to that thought of the past or hold on to that memory, but you're not holding on to it, you're recreating it. Do you see it? You're not holding on to anything. You're recreating that past, you're recreating that memory, you're recreating that image right now. And right now, and right now, and right now. You're all that is, continually changing or experiencing what it's like to be all that is. So it's not that you shouldn't hold on to anything, you couldn't anyway. Because you're always new. It just looks like you're holding on to it. Do you see it? Because you feel like it's the same experience, or it's something very similar, or something worse. Right? That's powerful. You in every moment, no matter how much you try to hold on to the past, you can't. You're a new frame of reality and version of you in every moment. And no matter how much you try to hold on to the past, you can't possibly hold on to the past because you're new in every moment. You could only think you're holding on to the past, right? That's why Jesus said, no one, having put his hand to the plow, looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God. So reality, or the kingdom's only now. So again, what's Jesus saying here? Jesus is not saying that you shouldn't look back at the past. He's saying that you can't possibly look back at the past because there is no past. In other words, you're recreating it right now. Right? The kingdom's now. The kingdom's within you. The kingdom is at hand. Right? There's only the current frame of ultimate reality, and you're perceiving it right now. You're imagining it right now. You're remembering it right now. The question is, what are you perceiving? What are you imagining? And what are you remembering? Because that determines your entire life experience in all time, in all realities. Whew. Very powerful. So, if you're not seeing, assuming, imagining, and remembering the past, present, and future as you would like it to be right now, you are remembering it wrong, like it says in the movie Solaris, right? And somehow you're going to be wrong about everything. Because he says in Solaris, somehow I was wrong about everything. Well, you will be, because everything is already now. And if you're not seeing it the way you want to see it, if you're not imagining it and perceiving and remembering reality, past, present, and future, as you would like it to be now, then you're remembering it wrong. Right there you are on that, having that linear experience, remembering this, believing that you're stuck here, trying to imagine this. But while you're doing that, you're changing. All realities are happening. See the infinite frames you're going through? All those realities you're changing frames anyway. So you just keep recreating the same experience. That's why it feels so horizontal, so solid, right? Such a straight line of whatever you're experiencing. But you're not. You're in a new frame. You exist in all frames. Everywhere. You're everyone and you're all at once. Where you are, where you dwell, your dwelling place is your choice. Where you live is your choice. But you exist everywhere. You exist in all of it. There are no answers, only choices. That's what Solaris says. And there is only one choice. I am who I assume, imagine, and remember myself to be. I am who I assume, imagine, and remember that I am. Whew. Revise and remember reality as you would like it to be now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok channel at Be Something Wonderful. So on social media, we're either at Be Something Wonderful or at Tom Kearin. You can find us in either one of those. And Instagram and Twitter is at Tom Kearin. TikTok, Facebook is at Be Something Wonderful. You can find us there. Also, guys, the membership channel, thank you for joining. We have a surge in members that are now joining us. We're going to have more. I'm working on more content for that. A lot of content creation going on here. And the live stream, another live stream this month at the end of November, November 26, 2023. Send your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Creators, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom with Be Something Wonderful Studios in Las Vegas. With great love, great light, and infinite gratitude, we'll see you soon.